Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be ranking all 15 tracks we get to hear in the Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail raid series, the Arcadion. Each song will be given a ranking, starting from worst to best, and before we get started, I just want to point out that I'm in no way qualified to speak on the technicalities of the different tracks. I am in no way an expert when it comes to songwriting, mixing, or anything that comes even close to what goes into creating a great song. These rankings will be primarily based on my subjective opinion and how I feel they fit in within the context of the fights that they're matched with. Now I warn you, there will be some unpopular opinions in this ranking, but this is my ranking and my own opinions belong to me even if you disagree. And I should also say that just in case you're still proccing any of these fights, there's a light spoiler warning ahead as the fourth turn each tier has a unique Savage Phase 2 track that will be included in the ranking as well. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Coming in at number 15 is M1's It's Showtime, and listen, the first one, it's always difficult to place, right? I think Square played it pretty safe with this one. It's a fairly inoffensive song that doesn't really do all that much. It introduces the Arcadion well enough as a WWE-esque combat affair, with the crowd chants in the background coming together well to fit the competitive combat tournament vibes quite well. But I can't rank it higher than 15th, there's just not enough going on here. The Brute Bomber holds a very meme-worthy position in the Final Fantasy XIV community, but his initial theme is not nearly as memorable as the character it's meant to represent. Truth be told, when listening back to all these tracks for the sake of this video, I had entirely forgotten what this song sounded like, and for that reason it's placed number 14. The song is faintly mellow, and I appreciate the metal-esque tones and the familiar snare in the background, subtly teasing the theme for the next appearance in M7. But the song itself is not nearly as upbeat and high tempo as the fight itself was. And when there are no lyrics to help hype you up, I think unfortunately it falls a bit flat. A bit too forgettable for my liking. I bet most of you expected the song to appear in the other half of this ranking, but for me personally, this song just goes against a lot of the things that I enjoy in music, personally. And I don't know, maybe it's just a bit too much of a bubblegum girl pop kind of song for my vibes, but it just doesn't exactly fit the kind of music that I like, although I will concede that it has incredibly catchy elements, and you definitely cannot accuse it of being forgettable unlike Burning Souls. The song has an upbeat and chaotic feel to it that really suits the fight well, the track complements the content extremely well, but it's just not really for me. And her voice sort of reminds me of Annie from Community, if you ever seen that show. She does a little bimbo voice in a Glee parody episode, and...
Won't you be my daddy? I'm a silly Christmas baby!
Yeah, I just can't rank it any higher than this. Climbing into the ring at number 12 is what I imagine to be one unpopular opinion to another. The next song on the list is Unleashed from M8. I really feel like the community as a whole holds this song to a pretty high regard, but it doesn't quite do that for me. To compare it to Honeybee Lovely, this is what the boy version of Bubblegum Pop would sound like, and the themes of bearing claws and fangs set to this tune, it just reminds me of like a bad anime opening intro. And I don't think it does the fight justice at all. I recall M8 as having really fast and sharp mechanics where you needed to be locked in during prog, and this song is just a little bit too gentle, a bit too calm. I think it's a bad match. On a personal note, I think the lyrics would have suited Howling Blade a lot better if his Fenrir form actually at all resembled a wolf. Instead we have this Teemo looking Voltron suit with antennas and a tail. It's just not something I would listen to in my free time. While not to say that the 4 lowest ranked songs are outright bad, this for me is where the raid series really starts to shine in its musical representation. Ride the Rhythm is a great track, and if there was ever a theme to accurately match a boss's personality and the fight itself, this would be it. A fantastic introduction to a really solid tier. The song is uplifting and groovy, and you really get that 80s disco vibe going that honestly, like, it brings me back to simpler times of being a kid, man, racing through the beaches of Vice City and Grand Theft Auto. I mean, like, great track, like, what else is there to say, really? Who doesn't love those yans? We're back in M6 and we break into the top 10 with Back to the Drawing Board. Similar to Honeybee Lovely's theme, the song brings fast-paced tempo and chaos to a fight that really suits it. I mean, you can practically feel the colors as you listen to this song, and memories of getting ruthlessly attacked over and over again by small animals during our prog, it just floods back. The song is bouncy and uplifting and sounds almost as experimental as the fight it plays over. It just feels fun, it's fresh. A personal fun little anecdote of this fight is when during our prog, a static mate of mine began singing along to the songs, saying that the skippity was off the wall, yo, and honestly, I've never recovered my conscience. Yeah, I heard it, so you had to hear it too. It's tyranny time, folks. It's time to step into the ring with the grand champion of Arcadion. As the primary wall of the current raid tier, I'm sure a lot of you people are sick and tired of hearing the song by now. I mean, like, my group, we cleared it week 1 and I still felt incredibly fatigued hearing it from our repeated attempts. And honestly, though, I will say that when we return to this fight to re-clear it, I'm pretty excited to hear the song again. While I might have wished for something a little more intense, a little higher pace, a track really befitting the king of Arcadia, I do still think the song is really good, and the guitar, like background snare, fits everything so well when the lyrics quiet down, like just before the song loops. It really shines. Long live the king, the tyrant takes spot number 9. My first ever raid tier was Asphodelos back in Endwalker's Pandemonium series, and our next song, Sinister, immediately starts out with the same energy, this sort of dark, echoey sound, and as the first fight to the last tier, I expected a very good song, and I think Sinister delivers on that. After shaking the Pandemonium-esque beginning to the song, it develops into its own thing with some catchy and well-timed upbeat lyrics over like a mix of hip-hop sounds with dark pop elements, which makes for such a great backdrop for this fight. The sounds and the lyrics match the arena really well as the boss's sadistic personality. Like, she's here to punish you, and she's gonna make absolutely sure that you know it. Here to make up for the weak Phase 1 is Peerless, the first of the Savage Phase 2 themes to enter the ranking at number 7. Peerless continues with the same melodic progressions but adds a harder guitar riff over it, getting rid of the cringeworthy lyrics to make way for a quiet choir backdrop that fits the song so much better. In general, this is a much better song and a way more worthy way to finish off the Cruiserweight Savage tier. It's a fantastic piece of music, and in my humble opinion, it trumps the Phase 1 theme in every single way possible. Just a great song. From one Part 2 theme to another, the last theme of Dawntrail's first raid series is a risky bet. Ranking lower on this list than its Phase 1 counterpart, it still uses the same beat and progression but sped up with more electrical music feel and influence. It's fast-paced, it's exciting, it sets you up for a cool conclusion to the expansion's first tier, and a song that I could definitely imagine listening to in the background if you're like working or playing games. I think it's a very solid song for sure, especially if you're into this kind of like electronical music. Great song, great way to finish off the first tier of an expansion. The Mirror is the first song in the top 5, immediately giving off early 2000s garage band vibes in a very easy to listen to format that works really well for the song. The song itself is catchy, it feels so memeable, kind of like if Blink-182 made an opening theme for a cartoon or like a Disney original show. You sort of get that teenage spirit that might teleport some of us as 90s kids back to that period in time. The music and the lyrics suit the extremes so well, as the song basically is a little love story between the two surfer dudes, rightfully earning them the title of Blowjob Bros, and if this song has any cringe factor, it's the kind of cringe that I personally enjoy. So welcome to the top 5, bro. Coming into number 4 is the last exclusively Savage song, the Arcadion. It's such an epic amalgamation of all the good parts of the entire Arcadion raid series music. And by the time you beat all the earlier fights as well as P12 Phase 1, you finally make it to here, and you know, at the back end of the Arcadion raid series, it just feels like such a very well-earned reward, like a treat to be treated to a backdrop like this one, as you wrap up a really good tier at the tail end of an even more amazing, you know, raid series. We're using riffs and themes from earlier combatants in the Ring of the Arcadion. It just feels like a perfect union. The culmination of all that hard work and the nods, especially to M4 and M7, are particularly special to me. This is just a wonderful track, and it's rightfully earned its spot as the last song in the Arcadion raid series. Fantastic way to end it. Breaking into the top 3 is Give It All, the theme of Eutrope and the first phase of the first tier's last fight, like an amazing song backed by Against the Current's lead vocalist Chrissy Castana, and she really brings it in this song. Like, not only does the song represent the fight well, it also represents the boss herself in such a good way, not just personality-wise, but also relative to where we are in the story plot at this point. A personal note is that this song is very much up my alley. There's like clear new metal influences, and it's so very enjoyable for me. And it was the first song from the Dawntrail expansion that I would actively go out of my way to listen to in my own time, and I feel like third is almost not a high enough spot for this song. With only 2 songs left to go, coming in at second is the Brute Abominator's theme from M7, Not Afraid, and what a song it is. Continuing the riffs that its predecessor in M3 had established, kicking it into a whole other gear, we're treated to a song with hard, fast lyrics in a metal setting. As I'm a bit of a coy kid myself, this kind of music is easily something I would listen to in my own time. Like, it's explosive, it's very stimulating, it befits the area that we fight the boss in with a lot of stage disruptions. We swap arenas all the time. It's fast, almost distractingly so as you try to proc the third turn, and it just works for me. And like, come on, who doesn't love hearing Koji Fox having to censor himself as he yells "shut the fuck up" in our Christian family-friendly MMORPG? It's incredible in my opinion, and a song that I often find myself listening to. You better never let the ops win as we reach the #1 spot in this ranking list. For me, this is just the clear best song, not just in the Arcadion, but in all forms of content that we've gotten in Dawntrail. Tom Morello's expertly crafted guitarmanship and Caleb Shomo's vocals just really make for a good metal song that was an immediate addition to my Spotify playlist. I'll concede that the song perhaps isn't the best raid song with its heavy inclusion of lyrics in a song that only lasts 2.5 minutes before it loops, making it for a somewhat repetitive loop when you're grinding out this fight in Savage, but even with that in mind, I just think it's such a special song, and I think it's really awesome to have a band as iconic as Rage Against the Machine participate in Final Fantasy XIV's musical portfolio. The song just feels like the Warrior of Light's ego being unleashed and allowed to shine. That tinkle in their skin, the thrill of battle overtaking them as the flames of battle burn through. Never had a choice, never let the ops win. A song that in my opinion truly deserves the #1 spot on this list. For those still with me here at the end of this video, I just want to say thank you all for watching. This is a different kind of video of what I might have made in the past, but in my speedrunning hiatus, I've been incredibly invested in Final Fantasy XIV, and it's such a passion of mine that I just really felt like I wanted to share this with you. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I promise more speedrunning content to come in the future, so stay connected here on Twitch. You know best where to find me yourself, and all that's really left to say is until next time.